Hello. All right, so this is a bit of my hair care routine and products. So I've just washed my hair with my Amore Luminous, whatever that. Why do people pick hard brand names? So this bar is about 2 months old and it looks almost the same size as when I bought it. So they look really small, but like that's 2 or 3 months old now. So I said 3 months, but I was kind of wrong. These last heaps longer than that. So this is the conditioner bar, which the conditioners come heaps bigger than the shampoo as well, which is appreciated. And then I brushed through that with a wide tooth comb, which is my Kmart $3 wide tooth comb. And then I've got now the shower. My hair is literally dripping wet. So then I have my old Op Shop t-shirt. So this is my old t-shirt, which I will plop with in a minute. So go through and kind of just like, you push the hair kind of up into the towel and then you squeeze it with your hand kind of in the t-shirt, and then you squeeze it. So then I've got the biggest amount of water, like the first drippy bits on the t-shirt. So then you can finger comb, which is what I do, which is just brushing it with my fingers. Sometimes I'll use a Denman brush, which is this, and I've taken out some of the rows in it. They're like really soft, rubbery bristles that are designed for curly hair. But I don't use that very often. So, rings off where I get product in there. So when it's still like wet like this, so this is this one. So this is from Woolworths. I think it's like $16, $17 a bottle or something. I usually try and get it on special and then I buy 2. So I'm only using about that much. So then this is called the praying hands method. So you get it on both hands. And then you're just like literally going down the outside of the hair, like coating the hair. And then I use just like half that amount because my other side is smaller. Squish it through. If I will use the Denman brush, it's kind of when I'm putting all this product through because I want all the product to just kind of coat all the hair. This is the Opalex, which is for colored hair treatment. It helps make the hair really strong. But this is like $50 something a bottle. So, but I've had this bottle for probably going on a year. So I just use the tiniest little bit. And this is just for the ends. So I only put that through kind of the ends of the hair. Just to make the ends stronger. Plus you don't want that much product on your scalp. That's what leads to itchy scalp. So all these products are products I use because they don't make my scalp itch. I get really itchy scalp, like real bad, if I use the wrong products. So none of these make my scalp itch. Squishing like this also helps encourage curl too, because you're pushing the hair up into its natural kind of formation, and then you get kind of, you can see the ringlets forming. And then I use the Woolworths cheap gel, the Coles, this Colana brand at Coles as well. It's like a natural, this one. But this one makes my scalp itchy, so I don't like that one. And then what the gel is for, it's what they call a cast. So you're trying to create like a layer on the outside of the hair that kind of holds the curl. So this will kind of squish through, kind of just coat hair. Again, you don't want it up on the roots because you don't want it all in your scalp. Squeege. Makes gross noises. So you can see all those ringlets clumping and then like forming into perfect little ringlets. So that's the product. So they're the ones I use. So there's the bar when I wash, and then that one. So these are the two main ones. When I travel, I take these and my bars with me and nothing else. And then if need be, I can put a little bit more gel on it if it ends up fluffy. And then after that, what I do next is then get your old crappy t-shirt, and you're going to do what's called a plop. So this is what I do for drying my hair, and it means that these beautiful curls that I've spent all that time now scrunching and coating in product will kind of stay that way. So what you do is you get your t-shirt and you'll lay it out like facing you. Hello Jinxie, how you doing, Bubby? And you put the head end up there. Then you want to flip all your hair over, and you want to get those curls sitting nicely. And then you kind of like lower the curls down so that the curls sit nicely in the top of the t-shirt. And then you pull your hair, you put that, so you're holding there, your hand is like pinching the two sides of the t-shirt, so you're like wrapped around like this. And you've got all your kind of hair in the top here, and then you put there, and you put your hand again at the back of the base. You've got this hand at the front. You pull the sleeves forward. This is why you want to use a crappy t-shirt, because it's going to like ruin it. And then you're tying that in just like a simple slip knot, and then you can tuck the sleeves out of the way. In theory, you can tuck the sleeves out of the way. And then I will leave, so all my hair is kind of up in here, and so the reason I'm using a t-shirt and not a towel is because a towel is too abrasive, whereas the cotton of a t-shirt is softer and it just absorbs the water without like friction, which snaps your hair over time, and can like make your hair more brittle, and you end up with more split ends and stuff. So I found this way, it's a gentle way of drying my hair, especially if I want it curly, that leaves it like nice after I take it out. So I will pause again and come back when I take it out, and then talk about the next bit. Alright, so it's been like half hour. Sometimes I'll leave for like 2 hours though. Depends what I'm doing that day. If I'm doing it in the morning and I've got nothing else on that day, sometimes I'll leave it for hours. But a minimum about half hour. And then I take my hair out, and it's all curly and beautiful. Now, the biggest thing I try to remember now is not to touch it too much, because the more you touch it, the more I'll end up with fluffy hair instead of like nice, organized hair. So main thing now is to try not to touch it until it's fully dry. Using the gel, sometimes you end up with what's called a cast, like and that's where the hair kind of feels a bit crunchy once it's dried. If that happens, you literally do that scrunching action like that again, and you just crack the cast. This is all language from the curly girl method. Yeah, if you do choose to look more into that. So you break the cast or crack the cast, which is just like cracking off the gel, and so literally it just does like break away the gel, and you end up with these like organized curls. I don't usually put enough gel in there to end up needing to crack the cast. I usually don't end up with a cast, but if it feels like after, then you just literally like scrunch the gel out, and it should end up like nice and soft. As you can see, I've ended up with really nice kind of organized curls. And the plopping gives you more kind of volume at the roots without everything sitting really heavy, at least for me. Again, all this is the stuff that works for me. It might not work for you at all. Some of it might, some of it might not. And this was just easier than trying to type it all, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense. So hair isn't quite dry yet, but it's almost dry. Like, it's dry enough that you can see how it's dried. So it all feels very soft and nice. It's still a bit wet in the top here, that way it looks a little bit like that up the top. If I was going out and doing something today, I'd put a little bit more of the Glow Lab leave-in up the top just to try and like combat some of these fluffies. But otherwise, it's all like nice and neat and organized. Usually day 2 is nicer after I've put it in the really high ponytail. So basically you do the plop action and then you put a ponytail around it, and all your hair sticks up straight up on your head and it looks like a pineapple, and it's actually called the pineapple. And then I put the silk satin sleeping cap over the top, which I think I got for like $8 on eBay. And then Sandy laughs at me every single time because says I looks like a chef. But yeah, that's how I do all my hair things. And I do that 2 or 3 times a week. And in between, if I'm going out and I want curly hair again, I'll do what's called a refresh, where in the morning I'll kind of just wet my hair a little bit, just not heaps, and then just scrunch it and get that curl reactivated. Usually don't have to put much product back in it, maybe a little bit of the leave-in if I have to, but I usually don't have to because it's already in there, and once you wet it, it kind of reactivates the product. But yeah, that's how I do my curls. I always get nicer curls under here because the top of my hair is a bit damaged and needs a proper cut, but I refuse to do that. So, well, and lockdown and COVID and all that jazz. But that's how I do it.